Hello and welcome back to another tutorial with Mr. Arsenault. Today we're going to learn about buttons and coding said button. Alright, so I'm going to start by creating a new document. Size is up to you, but I typically choose standard. And there are two ways to create a button. My machine seems to be lagging today. Must be needing to be plugged in. Okay, maybe it's location. Hopefully that won't delay us too much. Alright, so the first and easiest way is to simply go Insert, New Symbol, and select the type to be button. Okay? If you make it as a button, let's say I make it as a rectangle. Okay, I am now inside of rectangle on my main timeline. Okay, because I called it rectangle, I'm going to draw a rectangle. I now have a keyframe on the up command. When I select over, I can keyframe. That means when I scroll over, it's going to change to what? What's it going to change to? Well, let's change colors. And let's go to green. Sure, why not? And then when it's on its down state, F6 is a shortcut key. I'm going to change it to red. So let's deselect. Go back into properties. B for brush. And I'm going to select red. I'm going to take my fill tool and fill. So I have up, over, and down. Now the hit, I could animate the hit, but because we're not dealing in HTML, it's never going to be seen. One more thing to notice is your down state is probably your most important state. If I were to shrink this, and I brought it down, it's up, it's over, it's down. Only what is in the down state becomes a registrable point of contact for your button. What do I mean by that? When I go back to my main timeline, I don't have anything here because I created a new symbol. So I'm going to go into my library, find rectangle, and drag it out. When I run my program by pressing play, I can hover over it, nothing happens. But as soon as I go into the registrable point, it changes color. Then once I click on it, it goes into its down state. Okay, so that is one way of doing it. Let's X out, let's make another. The second way, now I'm just changing shapes for fun, but really you don't have to. Okay, I'll start with red, and the second way is to select your object, right click, and scroll to convert to symbol. Shortcut key is F8. Call it circle. Click OK. Alright, to access the timeline, I have to double click on the pixels. And now I have the exact same thing. So I'll go to my overstate, add a keyframe, change this color. Let's go fill, properties, and let's change it from red to, I don't know, yellow. Sure, why not? And down, F6, let's change it to another one as well. Okay, for fill, from yellow to, say, I don't know, aqua. Sure, why not? Okay, when I go to scene 1, because I've already converted this, it's on my main timeline. Okay, it's on my stage. When I go into my library, I have circle and rectangle. If I want to drag out multiple instances of each one, I could. And this is where coding comes into play. We don't want to have a problem. So, we have to make sure we are very careful with our labeling. Selection tool, delete. And just because, let's run our program, see if our button works. We know this guy works, it gives you the little hand. Does this guy work? He does. Okay. Next thing we need to do is to give it an instance name. So I'm going to take this guy, go into properties. Now I called him rectangle. He's an instance of rectangle, which means this name is taken. I can't use him anymore. So let's call him purple. Okay. I'm going to go into my actions panel by going window actions or shortcut key F9. Now I already have a bunch of code saved on D2L, so I'm going to copy it all, and let's run through what this code means. Actions is right there, and I'm going to paste it. Okay, so I have a stop command. Stop bracket bracket means it's a reusable function. Okay, stop makes my animation timeline stop on that frame. Well, right now I don't have any animation, so that's okay. Next, I'm going to call on my button to play my animation. Box.addEventListener. MouseEvent.CLICK, comma, spider. So it says box is my instance name. Well, I know that I called mine purple, so I'm going to have to change that to purple. Okay? And next line says spider is my function name. So I've got function, spider, and I'm defining what spider is. But if I wanted to, I could call this table or start. But if I call that start, it means in my definition, I also have to call it start. So function start. Now I don't have box, I've got purple, and I don't have spider, I now have start. Alright, now anything that's commented out means the computer is going to bypass. So really, nothing's going to do anything because I'm stopping on frame 1, calling on purple to hit play. But I only have the one frame. So when I play it, nothing will actually happen because it's going to loop one frame to one frame. So what we need to do now is we need to create more timeline. I'm going to add a keyframe, F6. This guy's in my way. Notice how when I made a new frame, I'm now in scene 1, frame 2, or layer 1, frame 2. Alright, I'm going to X out of that. And I'm going to put something on here like, I don't know, trackpad. Hi. I'm also going to delete this guy and this guy, make my animation last 2 seconds. So it's going to go from here, and then hi, and then it's going to loop back around to here. When I play it, it looks like so. So my stop command is stopping my animation on frame 1. When I click on it, it goes to frame 2, plays through, and then it loops back to frame 1, where it meets, F9 for actions, a stop command. Okay? And if I wanted to, I could then also manipulate these guys. So right now it's saying play, but what if I also said purple dot rotation plus equals 60. I'm going to make it rotate by 60 degrees. Now right now we can't actually see anything because it's taking too long, or it's going so fast. So what I can do now is go copy all this code, copy, go to frame 2, paste. Now I have purple again. I don't want purple. I want just a simple stop command. Actually, I didn't need to copy and paste it, but bear with me. I'm trying to do this in a single recording. Okay. Now in order to have the rotation appear, I now have to copy that guy and paste him, edit, paste in place. There we go. Okay. Let's see if that worked. Gonna play, stops, I'm gonna click, and then it rotates, goes back to the end. Oh wait, it's not because I have a stop command. If I click on him again, what happens? He plays, then he goes back to frame 1, and now he's reset. 60 degrees, it plays through, but I have a stop command here. If I click on him again, he rotates 60 degrees, again, rotates back to frame 1, stops, resets his orientation. That is it. We'll look at property control and different pieces in the next video. Hopefully you understood what to do. We have an instance name, very important. two different ways of creating a button, and your symbol names aren't all that important. Okay, we'll see you guys in the next one.